Hey everyone, today we're diving into Deep Sea Adventure. It's a really fun push your luck game for about 2 to 6 players. In this explainer, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to get started on your very first dive. You know, this quote right here just nails the whole feel of the game. You're all competing against each other to snag the best treasure, right? But you're all breathing from the same single tank of air. So every piece of treasure that gets picked up makes it harder for everyone. And that includes you to make it back safely.
So, first things first, what are you actually trying to do? Well, the goal is pretty straightforward. Bring back the most valuable treasure.
To win, you've got to have the highest score after 3 complete dives. But here is the big catch. That treasure is totally worthless unless you physically make it back to the submarine with it. If you don't return, you get 0 points for that round. No exceptions.
All right, next up, the setup. Getting ready for your first round is super quick, so let's just walk through the steps together. Okay, so first, just pop the submarine board right in the middle of the table. Second, you're going to set the air marker to its starting spot. Third, give those treasure chips a good shuffle and lay them out in a line, starting from the sub. And finally, everybody picks a diver and puts it right on the submarine. Simple as that.
Now this number, 25, is probably the most important number at the start of any dive. You'll place the air marker right here. This is the shared air supply for the entire group, and trust me, it's going to start dropping with almost every single turn, so you really have to watch it. Okay, setup is done. Let's get into the actual gameplay. You'll take turns going clockwise, and the person who went swimming most recently gets to go first. Every single turn in this game follows the exact same simple 4-step sequence. Once you get this rhythm down, the game just flies by. So those 4 steps are breathe, declare, swim, and treasure hunt. We're going to break down each one. Let's kick things off with what is probably the most critical step, breathing. So, before you do anything else on your turn, you have to reduce the air. You'll move that air marker down by the number of treasures you are currently carrying. So yeah, if you're carrying 2 treasures, everyone loses 2 units of air because of you. If you're carrying nothing, no air is lost. This is how the game punishes greed. Next, you have to make a really big decision. Are you going to keep diving deeper, hoping for better treasure, or are you turning around to head back to the safety of the sub? You have to announce it right now. And just remember, you only get to make that choice to turn around 1 time per dive. All right, now it's time to move. You roll the 2 special dice. They have numbers 1 through 3 on them. You get to move the number of spaces you rolled, unless, of course, you're carrying treasure. For every single piece of treasure you're holding, you have to subtract 1 from your movement. This little chart here shows exactly how that penalty works. It's pretty brutal. Let's say you roll a 5 with no treasure. You move 5 spaces. Awesome. But if you're carrying 2 treasures, that same roll only gets you 3 spaces. And look at this last one. If you're carrying 3 treasures and you only roll a 2, you don't move at all. You're just stuck there, wasting air. So, finally, after you've moved, you land on a space and you've got a choice to make. This is the treasure hunt phase, and you have 3 possible things you can do.
You can just do nothing and end your turn. That's totally fine. Or if you're on a treasure chip, you can pick it up. When you do that, you'll replace it with a blank chip from the supply. Or, let's say you're on a blank space and you're feeling a little too weighed down, you can choose to drop one of your treasures right there.
So, players just keep taking turns like this until the round ends. That happens one of 2 ways. Either everyone makes it back to the sub, or the air runs out. So, now let's talk about how you actually score points and win this thing. The game is played over 3 full rounds. After each round, you reset the whole board for a new dive. But, and this is key, you get to keep any treasure you successfully brought back. So here's the bottom line. If you make it back to the submarine before the air runs out, you get to keep all the treasure you found. Those become your victory points. But if you're still out in the water when that air marker hits 0, you drop everything. All that risk, all that work, for nothing. After that 3rd and final dive, everybody adds up the points on the treasure chips they managed to bring back across all 3 rounds. The diver with the most points is crowned the winner. Before you jump into your first game, I've got one last tip for you to keep in mind. This is really the central puzzle of the entire game. This right here is the game's tension in a nutshell. Of course you want to pick up treasure, that's how you score points. But it does 2 really bad things. First, it uses up more of that precious shared air supply on your turn, and second, it literally slows you down. The greedier you are, the more you put yourself and everyone else in danger. And that's really all there is to it. You now know everything you need to play Deep Sea Adventure. Good luck,
have fun, and try to make it back alive.